Come here. Hi guys, welcome to our channel. I'm Cheyenne and that's Ryder. We haven't been on YouTube for a really long time, but I decided to start doing videos again. We already put up this Disneyland vlog, so thank you. You want to say something? Say hi guys. I'm Ryder. Can you say Ryder?
Ryder.
Okay, it's gonna be rough trying to get this done, but we'll try our best. So we already put up the Disneyland vlog and I hope you guys liked it. If you haven't seen it, then go and watch that one. We had a lot of fun with Ryder's first time, but I had a ton of people on breastfed babies. I had a ton of people on Instagram ask me to do a Q&A video. I thought, what better way to get back onto YouTube than doing a Q&A video? So that's what I'm gonna do. I have my phone and I put up one of those question things on Instagram to see what kind of questions you guys wanted me to answer. So first, for people who don't know me, I'm just gonna do like basic questions and then I'll get into the questions that you guys sent. As I said, my name is Cheyenne. My full name that I don't go by is Kristen Cheyenne Floyd. I just go by Cheyenne. I've always gone by Cheyenne since I was a kid. Not sure why my parents decided to even name me Kristen because no one calls me that. I am from Los Angeles, California, born and raised, and I'm 26. My birthday's in October. And Ryder, how old are you?
Yes.
When's your birthday?
Happy birthday, children. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Yay! Ryder's birthday is April 7th. We just had her birthday party. This is her vlog now. Another question that I get a lot is if I went to college, and I did. I went to Hampton University in Virginia, and I graduated in 4 years, and I have my degree in public relations, so it's a communications degree with an art minor. I absolutely loved college. That's a whole nother video to talk about my experience with going to a historically black college and all the shenanigans that happened there, but it was a ton of fun. I have a really big family, as most of you guys know who follow me, or if you've watched our family on Teen Mom. All of it is real. We do celebrate everything. If you have a problem with it, then I don't know how to help you because we're always celebrating something. What's wrong? Where's the baby? Go show them the baby. Go get the baby. We love celebrating. That's just a part of who we are, and I don't think that's ever gonna change. Oh, everyone always asks who do I live with, and my sister and I have a house together with our baby. So my sister R and her son Boz, and then me and Ryder. And this house was our grandmother's house. My mom and my stepdad redid the whole entire house for us and let us rent from them. So it's a family home that's just been passed down, and now it's our home that we are like supposed to take care of and all that fun stuff. I just got braids and I'm not sure how I feel about them. So if I keep touching them, that's because I'm just a little self-conscious, but just bear with me. I'm usually weaved up. But I guess I'll just go over the questions that you guys sent in because that's the real tea that you want to know. There's so many. I'm gonna try and answer the good ones because there's a ton of them. How tall are you? That's easy. 5'5". How did you end up on MTV? It's actually a funny and odd story all in one, and I feel like people aren't even gonna believe me, but I'll tell anyway. My sister and I were fans of The Walking Dead. I was more so obsessed with The Walking Dead. She just watched it because I was wanting to watch it. So I was so obsessed that I put her on the hunt to try and find how I can become a zombie on the show. So she found this like casting website that has all the zombie information, and basically to be a zombie zombie, you had to take a 16 to an 18-hour course on how to be a zombie, which I thought was really dumb because how hard is it to be a zombie? Like, come on. So I was really upset that I couldn't be a zombie on the show because I wasn't taking no 16-hour class. So my mom actually threw me a zombie party for my birthday. All my friends came dressed up like zombies, and if you weren't dressed like a zombie, the front bathroom was a zombifier. We had bought like extra scars and blood and all this stuff. So I had a full-on zombie party to fulfill my wanting to be a zombie on Walking Dead. Now, whatever site we were on somehow connected the casting site to my Facebook, and I got a casting invitation from Lighthearted to apply for Are You the One? And I was bored. I was at my parents' office and I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna do this. I had no idea what Are You the One was. I didn't watch it. All I saw was Lighthearted and TV. I'm like, oh, this can be cool. It's a dating show. I filled it out in fun. Like, the questions would be like, for example, maybe like, what makes you so great? Or like, with men or whatever. Something dumb. And I'd be like, I'm the queen of the world. I walk in a room and guys just bow down to me. It was filled out all in fun. Probably 20% of it was actually true. The rest of it was just like, let's just have fun with this. I sent it in and no joke, I got, I think, an email response to fill out like a full application and to do all this stuff immediately because it was the last day of casting. I still didn't understand what I was doing, but for some reason I was still filling these things out. I did it. I got a call the next day and they said, we have to Skype you. It's our last day of casting. I didn't send in like a home tape, anything like that. So we did a Skype interview, which I wish someone can find because I know it has to be the funniest thing ever. I was working at the LA Convention Center. My parents have an office there. And it was a flower show, so they had these like 5-foot flowers. So my dad in the back of my Skype interview is holding up these flowers as he's on all fours, and the people can clearly see him, and they're like, sir, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm setting the scene. It was freaking hilarious. Mind you, they're asking questions about men and sex. So one lady's like, well, we're gonna ask you about sex. Do you wanna have your dad leave the room? My dad was like, no, we're good. We're open around here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm like, oh my God. I felt so defeated. I just had to know they thought that my family was absolutely crazy. Somehow we got really busy at the office and I ended up hanging up on them. Not like to be rude, but I'm like, look, I have to go, like, this is taking too long. So I hang up on them, they call me back like, look, you have a great interview. We have to finish these last 2 questions. That's the only way we can submit you to go to the next level, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, hurry up. You legit have, whoa, your binky stuck. Is that the problem? I'm like, you legit have 2 minutes to finish these questions. So they call me back. We do the 2 questions. And the next day I get a call to come into Lighthearted's office, and then I went in, I met with them, and then I basically got a contract within the next few days. When I did Are You the One, I had no idea what the challenge was, and all these people were like doing the most, like, to be really good at the challenges on Are You the One, which is nothing compared to the challenges on the actual challenge. I was like lazy. I'm sitting down at the beach like, I don't want to do any of the girlfriend. I'm like, I don't want to do these things. So I had no intentions of getting on the challenge. When I got the call for the challenge, that was another like, what the f type of moment. I went and researched. I'm like, whoa, no. I guess they just need a loser for this show because there's no way I'd be good at any of this stuff. I ended up doing the challenge. Devin and I somehow made it to the finals and got 3rd. That was another shocker. When I got home, I actually got asked to do Are You the One Second Chances. I was saying yes, and then around that same time is when I found out I was pregnant with Ryder. So of course I couldn't do it. Whole nother shocker finding out I was pregnant. It's a whole nother story. Long story short, when we got the call to do Teen Mom, I was like, is this a prank? Who's calling? What is this? No idea. Never thought in a million years that I would end up on reality TV. Never thought I'd end up on Are You the One. For sure never thought I'd end up on the challenge. And I could have never ever thought that I would end up on Teen Mom. I used to watch Teen Mom, like 16 and pregnant. And of course everyone knows I'm not a teen parent and how to get on the show. Still don't know. But hey, we really enjoy being able to show off Ryder and our little family, so it is what it is. We don't question God. Oh, okay, let's see. Do you want more kids? Yes, my max is like 3. 3 is the cutoff. We all gotta be able to fit in the car. Is there more coming to the Roo? There is more coming to the Roo. I'm actually working on a mommy and me line for jean jackets, swimsuits, and loungewear. I'm really excited about that, but I will tell you more once I get it. A lot of times I just like to work on these projects and then come out with them in the end, so that people just don't think I'm talking. But to do the mommy and me line has taken a lot of my time. Next time I go to a production meeting or the factory, I'll make sure to film it so you guys can see the process of getting everything done. I'm doing everything from scratch, creating the looks and designing it, so I'm really excited to see what comes up. But until then, you guys can check out theroo.com. I'll drop it right here for you guys to look at, and let me know if you guys like the hats, or you can comment below any hats or ideas that you have to help us. What name did you have picked out before you decided on Ryder? I decided that if Ryder was a boy, his name was gonna be Ryder, and if Ryder was a girl, it was gonna be Naomi Lynn. I told all my friends about my name choices. They absolutely hated Naomi Lynn. Lynn is my mom, my sister's middle name. They didn't like Naomi. So when I did my gender reveal, all my friends kept on calling the baby Ryder, even though she was a girl, and I really like unisex names. So I decided to keep her name as Ryder. I only had the idea of Ryder or Naomi. Are you lesbian or bisexual? No, I just like boys. How did your parents feel when they found out you were gonna be on TV? I'm literally just going through and reading the questions that you guys have asked. My parents are always very supportive of any shenanigans that I put myself into. As long as I'm being safe or not hurting anyone, then they're supportive of everything. So with me doing Are You The One was around the same time that I started the Roo. You okay? Was around the same time I started the Roo, so their idea was more businessy in the aspect of building a platform, which it allowed me to do, and to go on the show and let the girls wear like some of the sports balls and fitness wear that I had on the site at the time, which I did, so it worked out very well. Why did you go to Hampton University? I decided to go to Hampton because I wanted to go to a historically black college. I went to predominantly very private white high schools and was a lot of the times the only black girl in my class, or one of 2 or one of 3. And I just wanted to experience the different culture and experience, you know, it was culture shock going to Hampton because it was almost like I was too black for high school and I was too white for college, if that makes sense to people who did what I did basically and went to these private schools. I kind of wanted to start over and like recreate myself, and what better place to do that than college. So do you plan on going back to school? I have gone back and forth with getting my master's, and where I'm at in my life right now, I would love to, but timing wise and just all the things that I have planned that I want to do work-wise and with Ryder, I'm just not ready to sit down and focus. And if I was to do it, I would start by taking online classes and jumping into it slowly. Would you ever go back on Are You The One? No. Will you ever do another challenge? I don't know. I really appreciate my experience on the challenge because I honestly feel like it brought me out of my comfort zone 100%, and now I'm not scared of like everything in the world, and it allowed me to do things that I would have never done in a million days. I would have never, you know, been buried alive or climbed a mountain in Argentina or ate nasty shit. So from that aspect, I would love to do it again. From the drama and political aspect of the game, then not so much. You know, I think I'm just not that type of person. I don't want the drama. I don't like the fighting. In that sense, I would be hesitant to do it, and I would want to be in like the best shape of my life, so I'm not. So, you know, and I couldn't imagine leaving Ryder for that long. That's Corey's biggest dilemma now, is like, you know, do you leave the baby for 2 months? And that's a long time. How is Ryder adjusted to Baby Boz? Oh, that's a good question. If you don't know who Baby Boz is, that's my nephew. My sister R just had a baby, and we love Baby Boz. Rai loves Boz. I honestly was nervous because she was the only grandkid, the only baby in the family, used to all the attention, and she's done so well with Boz. It's crazy. She thinks that Boz is hers, so she'll try to pick him up. She wants to feed him, she wants to help, and all it does is just make my baby fever worse and make me want to hurry up and have a sibling for Ryder, because when she's around kids, it's just a whole nother side of her, and she's just so freaking happy. But she loves Boz. She actually calls Boz Bob. She can't quite say Boz yet, but she'll wake up in the morning and go, Bob, 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 and she'll run and look for him.
Bob, Bob, Bob.
See? Thank you. So people don't think I'm crazy. Uh-oh, you got the phone. Have you ever been to Canada? No. Has being a mom been hard? If so, what is the hardest part? Being a mom has its ups and downs, honestly speaking. You have your good days and your bad days. I have way more good days than I have bad days. I have a lot of help when it comes to Ryder, so on those days where I'm feeling low, or I'm feeling like my patience is just not there, or I'm just going through something, maybe I read something online and I let it get to me, then I'm very quick to ask for help, or to say like, guys, today's not my day, I need help with the baby. And that takes away some of the pressure of always being a good mom. I would say the hardest part is the worrying. Like you want your kids to be happy, you want your kids to be safe, you want your kids to be healthy. You know, I don't question anything else besides those things, just because, you know, Ryder's health journey is a little difficult for us. That's been hard. But other than that, she's so loved and so surrounded by love that I can't ever complain. Like, I genuinely have to always thank God for Ryder and for me being a mother. I love being a mom. I'm gonna cry. I love being a mom. And people always ask me, do I regret my decisions? Oh, I'm so emotional all the time. Or if I look back and wish I would have done things differently. And honestly, I have to stick to my answer, and it's no. No, it wasn't picture perfect, and no, it's not picture perfect. And yeah, I could have done things differently in other people's opinions. But honestly speaking, I absolutely adore my life. I adore Ryder. I adore the people in my life, and I wouldn't change it. I don't regret anything that I did. And a lot of people always ask if I'm embarrassed to tell, you know, my story or how we got Ryder or anything like that. And it took me a while to come to a place where I was open to talk about it. But I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm not the only person in the world who has a similar story, and it's one of those things where it is what it is. But Ryder is my biggest blessing, and she will always be that, and because of that, I have no regrets. And I'm sorry that I'm just always emotional and crying and everything, so just ignore me. How did your family react when you found out you were pregnant? Well, when I found out I was pregnant was because I had to keep on going to the restroom. So my mom was like, do you have a bladder infection? Is there something going on? I'm like, I don't know. So I went to an emergency, like the little clinics, and did a UTI test. And the doctor came back, he's like, oh, you don't have a UTI, you're good to go. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm putting on my pants, you know, I'm ready to get out of there. I'm literally walking out of the office, and he goes, but wait, how are your prenatals? I'm like, a what? What does that even mean? I'm like, I don't take prenatals. He's like, why not? You're pregnant. I'm like, who the hell is pregnant? I legit have a baggie of 13 pregnancy tests. They're little ones that I made him do over and over again because I had no idea I was pregnant. I didn't understand. I felt like I was on that show, I didn't know I was pregnant, and you like have the baby right then and there. So in my head, I'd been pregnant forever and I'm about to go into labor. I was in complete shock. I didn't cry, I just was in shock. And I didn't know I was pregnant, so I was still going out, I was still drinking, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I have this full-term baby that I've messed up because I went out the night before and got drunk. I called my sister who was getting her hair cut. This is when she had a fade at the time. And she was at the barber shop. I told her, no, you get off the chair. Like, we have an emergency. I get to the barber shop and I'm just, at this point I'm crying. And she's like, what's wrong? I pull in the bathroom. I'm like, they're telling me I'm pregnant. I'm so confused. I pull out the test. She's like, oh shit, you're pregnant. Congratulations. I'm like, the f***, what do you mean congratulations. She's like, you're having a baby. Like, I know you. You're having a baby. I'm like trying to process this. I'm like, oh my God, let's find mom. We call my mom, who's actually at a hospital because that same day my stepdad had a hip replacement surgery. I call her. I'm like, you gotta meet me outside the hospital. We have an emergency. They're trying to tell me I'm pregnant. That's what I kept on saying. They're telling me I'm pregnant. They're telling me I'm pregnant. We sat outside the hospital for probably 2 hours, just in shock. I'm just crying. My mom's like, we're gonna figure this out. We'll do this together. I'm like, I have to figure out how far along I am. Like, what if I go into labor right now? Mind you, I'm not showing in nothing. And then finally my sister's like, girl, we're at a hospital. Walk inside emergency room and ask to get a freaking ultrasound done. We did that, and I have pictures from that day. I will try and find them to insert them into this vlog. And we got the ultrasound. I think at this time I was like 9 or 10 weeks maybe, if that. And my sister just kept on saying congrats, and I'm just looking at her like, leave me alone. My mom and I and her walked over to Benihana's, and they sat at the bar and got shots, and I just cried, and the bartender kept on giving them shots because we told him what happened. And then my mom was like, whatever you decide to do, we will support you either way. And my older sister looked at her and said, she kind of just said like, you don't even have to say it, like you just know Cheyenne and her beliefs and what she's gonna do when she's having this baby. And that was that. That's how they all found out. The hardest person was to tell was my dad. That was tough. I made my mom call on the phone with me, and this was like maybe 2 weeks after we found out. And the first thing he asked is, does she know who the dad is? I said, duh, yeah. So not funny, but in hindsight, so funny. But yeah, and he definitely tried to talk me into getting an abortion, and this is something to this day that he apologizes for and regrets, and says that that is advice that he would never give someone again, and he just couldn't imagine life without Ryder now. So we've had that discussion, and he loves Ryder, so we're all good with that. Is Corey as goofy as he seems to be? Hell yeah. Corey is a freaking goofball. That's like the side of him that I know. I know the funny side, the fun side, the family side. You know, a lot of people always say like, why do you protect Corey so much? And number one, Corey's a great dad. So you get all the protection you want from me for being an awesome father. And he's never questioned me and being a mother, and he's always been, you know, super supportive of everything. So yes, and yes, Corey is as goofy as he comes off to be. A lot of people think it's fake, but that's genuinely him. Do you ever regret putting your life out on TV? I think like anything, you have days where you're like into your job, and then there's days where you're not. And there's days where I'm so for it, and there's other days I wake up and I just see all these negative things, and some are true, some aren't true, and some are drawn way out of proportion and everything like that. And those days I'm like, oh, what am I doing? But then I look at Ryder and I'm like, no, I'm fine. So the answer, I guess, would be no, I don't regret it. But of course I have bad days, and I don't regret it. I feel like I wanted people to see family of color that made sense, that wasn't doing the most all the time and fighting, and I wanted people to see that we are surrounded by love and that we work hard. And I come from a 2-parent home, and it's not the stereotypical what you see of a black family all the time. So yeah, I wanted to show that, and I wanted to use the platform to talk about Ryder's metabolism condition, and I wanted to try and get as much airtime about that to bring awareness to it. So if that's me being selfish or me having alternative motives to being on TV, then okay, like everyone has their reasons why, and those are some of mine. Did you join Greek life? No, I did not. Are we going to see your boyfriend on Teen Mom? I guess you have to wait and see. What's Ryder's favorite thing to do? Ryder loves to sing, she loves to dance, and she loves to eat. Does Corey and your boo get along? They met, and Corey gave me his approval. But they met, and yeah. Do it. Say, this is what we think about your approval, Corey. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. How do you feel about Corey and Taylor? Do you like her? I want Corey to be happy. I want Corey to be with someone that treats him well and someone that treats Ryder well. And I've seen Corey and Taylor interact and they genuinely seem happy. They look happy. She's nice to Ryder. She's respectful of me and my family. So I don't have a problem with them dating. I can't control everyone that Corey dates. Corey can't control everyone that I date. We try to be as respectful as possible in the sense of not bringing every random person that we're dating around Ryder, and that we meet each other's, you know, whoever the hell we're dating. I feel like Corey knows I would never have Ryder around someone that's not nice to her. And I know that Corey would never have someone around Ryder that's not nice to her or doesn't, you know, acknowledge that she's in the room or deal with her. So that makes me trust who he brings around the baby, and I think it goes the same way for him. I don't know why people want Taylor and I to hate each other so much. I really don't. I get a lot of comments regarding their relationship, and I know that she probably gets a lot of comments regarding Corey and I on her page, and I always say that it's gonna take strong people to date Corey and I because we do come with a lot. We do have a baby together. We do a show together. We co-parent very well together. So it's a lot of togetherness, and it's gonna take strong people to understand it and to support it at the same time, if that makes sense. Because where we're at, we're all still very young and still trying to figure it out. And that's what I always tell people, is that we don't have it all figured out. We honestly take it day by day, week by week. We're going over schedules. Nothing is set in stone. We genuinely have to work together weekly, daily to do this. So we're not at a stage where we have all the answers, and we're gonna make mistakes, and we're gonna argue, and we do argue. We just make sure we argue and we leave it at that, and it's not something that drags on. It's not something that we hold grudges. We don't have time for that. We have a baby. Like, I trust Corey's judgment with who he brings around Ryder, and if that person that he chooses to be is Taylor, then I'm happy for them. And I don't have anything bad to say about her, so you guys can stop asking how I feel about Taylor. There's my answer. Whew. 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 Do you get paid to post those links on your Instagram about Teen Mom clickbait? Duh! I wouldn't do it for free. That's how people always ask, why do you post clickbait? Do you want to see my bank account? Okay, a couple more because you're getting sleepy and we need to put you down for a nap. How long was your labor? Labor was 28 hours of pure pain. Nah, it was terrible. I did 16 hours without any medicine, and then at that point I started literally shaking and I had nothing else to give, and I said, give me some drugs, and I got an epidural. I really wanted to go all natural. Didn't work for me. I'm so sorry. There's nothing against people who go natural or people who get epidurals, but if I have another baby, give me the epidural immediately. There was no freaking reason why I should have went through 16 hours of pain just to opt out to get one in the end. And I actually got to enjoy giving birth after getting an epidural. Are you going to be on next season of Teen Mom? Yeah, we've been filming for it. Where did you grow up at? I grew up in Altadena, which is right by Pasadena, by like the Rose Bowl area. Do you believe in spanking children? Corey and I are actually, oh my god, this is one of the things that we've been trying to figure out is the best way to discipline Ryder. We both agreed that we did not want to, you know, go grab a belt, or my aunt used to use a spoon on us to spank her and to try to redirect her and show her, no, don't do this, but hey, let's go play with this doll over here. So that's what we're working on right now. She does test us and test the limits, and because of that, we're gonna have to figure something else out. But at this moment right now, Ryder is not getting spanked. If anything, she might get a quick little flick on the hand if it's really something bad, but it's about as much as we're doing to our little angel. Has Teen Mom betrayed you in a way that you're happy with? Others have complained. I would like to show more parenting things, and I feel like that's not a complaint, but just something that I would like to show more is Ryder does activities. Ryder has dance class, Ryder does ballet, Ryder does gym, we have Ryder swimming, Ryder does soccer. And it's like, I feel like these are fun activities that people would like to see us all do and go to. Do you really honestly think that all I do is sit on my couch and talk about Corey or talk about who I'm dating all day? No, I don't. I have a life, I do other things. They choose to show what they want to show, and I don't have a problem with it. It is what it is. How do you keep a healthy co-parenting relationship? We keep Ryder first, and we communicate. And I think those are our biggest things. Is number one, Ryder comes first. So whatever you're doing needs to be dropped. Whatever I'm doing has to be dropped. And Ryder's first. And on top of that comes communication. We have to talk daily sometimes, or every other day, or every 3 days, depending on what the schedule is or how complicated the set schedule is. It's talking, it's communicating, it's letting the other person know when you said this, it was irritating. When you did this, it was irritating. I would prefer if you didn't do this with Ryder. I would prefer if you did this with Ryder. You know, it's those basic conversations. And like I said, we're still learning each other. We're still learning about Ryder. We're still learning how to parent, let alone how to co-parent. We're not perfect. We have disagreements. We have good days. We have bad days. We have days where I'm just like, ugh. I have days where I'm like, hey. And then I have days where I'm like, leave me alone, don't talk to me. And it's that honesty and that communication that I feel like people lack, is the honest communication. You have to be honest with someone that you're gonna have to work with for a very, very long time, as in like the rest of your whole entire life. So people always ask us for like co-parenting tips and things like that, and we're still working it out. Like we're just starting. We barely started, so I don't know. Are you ready to share any details on your current relationship status? Well, everyone knows that I'm dating right now and I have a boyfriend. He's really nice, and he's really nice to Ryder, and my family loves him. We're actually going on a trip. I surprised him with a trip. We're going to Nuevo Vallarta, which is it's in Mexico. And I'm really excited for that. I'm gonna vlog the trip so you guys will get to see us interact. And Ryder's not coming on this trip. She'll be with Corey for the week, but we leave on Easter. And I know Corey said that him and Taylor had some fun things planned with Ryder to do like an Easter egg hunt. Of course, I'm gonna get her an Easter basket and, you know, all those fun things. So yeah, you guys will learn more about Matt after the vacay. Well, after that vlog, really. And then if this video does well, or if this is something that you guys like me to do, like the Q&As, then let me know in the comments and I'll do more of them. I just don't want to bore you guys if this is something that is completely dumb to people. How did you meet Matt? So apparently back in college, Matt went to Howard, I went to Hampton. My good friend from Hampton is Matt's childhood best friend, and he says that he introduced us in college. I'm like, I don't remember, but whatever. So Matt was at a Puma event out in LA. He's from Baltimore. So he was at a Puma event in LA. I went with my friends, and he was standing next to this guy, Jay Murphy, who's one of his good friends, but my friends knew Jay. But I kind of knew Jay just from like the historically black college scene type people, you know. So the girls were like, let's go over and say hi to Jay. I'm like, sure. And the whole time I was just looking at Matt and his bun on his head. So I'm like, everyone knows I have a type, sorry. So we go over, I tap him on his shoulder. No idea why I was feeling so bold. I'm never this bold in my life. I tap at him and I say hi. He turns around, looks at me and goes hi, and then turns back around. Rude. So I tap him again. I say, hi, I'm Cheyenne. He goes, hi, I'm Matt. Turns back around. I tap him again like, okay, you're gonna talk to me. I don't understand what the problem is. He basically thought it was a joke, and he, in hindsight, says he was not about to get denied that day. He was not in the mood for rejection. So we hit it off. We started talking. We exchanged numbers, and he was in town for a few more days. He ended up changing. He kept changing his flight. We kept hanging out. He kept changing his flight. He changed his flight, I think, 2 or 3 times that trip. And then we just talked every day since. I ended up flying out to Baltimore to visit. He came out here. I go out there. You know when you just meet someone and you just connect? It's honestly been like that. And we just have a lot of fun together and a lot of similar goals. And he's very patient with me and very patient with Ryder. And yeah, I really am thankful for our relationship. Will you ever take Ryder to Disneyland again? Not anytime soon. Maybe when she's older. That was a tiring day. How's Ryder with the crew? Very good. The crew's very respectful of my home and of Ryder, and she's really good with them. Will you do more videos talking about Ryder's condition? Of course! Now that Rage Regardless Ride, which is our nonprofit, I'll write you another beautiful link. And you guys can check out the website and send in any personal stories. I have a lot of fun and exciting and great things coming out with the nonprofit. Once again, I just want to do them. I don't really want to talk about them, but I'm really excited for that. So yes, I'll make more videos explaining Ryder's condition and her health journey. I made one when she was really young, but I took it down. I just want to redo it. And now that I know more things about it and have more information, I want to do a really good one, so I'll do that video probably next. She's so sleepy. You sleepy?
No.
Okay, well, I think that was enough questions for today. If you guys want us to do another video like this or answer any other questions, then you can drop them in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. I really want to start getting back into YouTube, but it's only something I'm going to do if you guys enjoy these videos. If not, I'd rather be at the park playing or filming us going to play at the park. So let me know fun things that you guys would like to see us do or would like us to talk about. My baby is falling asleep, so we're gonna go and put her in the bed. She's really falling asleep. Oh my god, right? Oh, I love you. Anyway, don't forget to let me know what you guys think about the channel and any other videos that you would like us to do.